Even talking to experts, they were almost in a state of disbelief when I said there's lions in Tana Delta. They were like, no, there aren't. And I'm like, yes, there are, and there's quite a few of them. In Tana Delta, the situation is quite different from the rest of Kenya. It's really a location where people didn't previously even know or accept the existence of lions. I've been working there for just over 10 years, so of course I had my first sightings of lions very early on. It's a little bit of an oxymoron actually thinking back about it now, because I always say that livestock are the main threat to lions, but at the same time, livestock is the reason why I'm protecting them now. We were on foot patrol in the Delta's forests, just close to the coastline, and on the way back to camp, there was a cow just in the middle of the bush, and he was just sitting there. So I said to my team, I said, we can't just leave him there, like something's gonna get him. And so loaded him onto the pickup, took him to camp, tied him to a tree. And of course, I, by this time, have never seen a lion or even myself accepted that there is a presence of lions in the area. I had a habit of sleeping outside with absolutely nothing, just my sleeping mat and a sheet to cover me because it's very hot there and very humid. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear somebody banging a saucepan saying, Simba, Simba. And I'm like, what? What's going on? That can't be right. And he had actually tried to get at the cow, which was about 20 meters away from me. I just saw him peeking at me from the bush. I look around my sleeping bag and he had walked right over me to go towards the cow and didn't touch me at all. So the footprints were very clear, really large, thick pads, so clearly a male. And so they were quite deep set. I thought, wow, I could have been dinner tonight. That was, I would say, a very scary experience for me, but also very inspiring, because in those moments that I was watching this lion, it was strange. We almost had like a hidden communication between us, me and this lion, just looking into his eyes. And I sensed hunger, I sensed fear. I'd never seen lions reacting that way before. You know, in the Masai Mara, they just come right up to your car because they're so humanized in a way. But with this lion, just observing his shy nature and the fact that he walked right past me and didn't do a thing to hurt me, when of course he could absolutely rip me to shreds, that just made me feel connected to him in a bit of a different way, because I'd never had that experience with any animal before. And of course, in that moment, I kind of secretly made a promise to him that I was going to do everything that I could to protect him and save his species, because I knew what they were going through. The level of poaching that I had seen in Tana Delta was higher than I had seen in the entire country combined. I had been doing patrols with the rangers there, and literally every 5 to 15 meters, you're coming across a carcass of a buffalo or a hippo. You'll come across snares. We would take out a minimum of a couple of 100 snares every day. So I think I was kind of giving up, you know, I'm going to do what I can, but there's really no saving this place, you know. When I saw that lion, it just gave me almost like a burst of energy. It reminded me why I went there in the first place and why I kept going back. So I think for me, he really represented an inner strength that I needed to rediscover. He represented hope. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit teary. Yeah, I don't know what compelled my heart in that moment to make a promise to like a lion. I mean, he's a lion, you don't talk to lions. But I just felt like I can't just choose the easy path and then have him die. I decided to try and keep that promise, and I'm happy to say that I feel that I have kept that promise. When we put the collar on another lion, in the same area, by the way, exactly the same spot where I saw the first lion. I feel like I fulfilled my promise, and now I just have to keep my commitment. And I'm really happy that that lion gave me that inner strength and reminded me of my purpose in life. Over the years, of course, now I've had a lot more sightings of the lion, and one very visible kind of physical difference of the lions that we have in Tana Delta and everywhere else in the country is they're completely bald. They have absolutely no mane. You know, some believe and some don't believe that it may be an entirely new subspecies, which is quite exciting. Personally, I'm not too bothered about that. I just love them to bits and I want to save them. This is one of the last kind of strongholds of special species that has not been explored and that deserves to be protected before we lose it, and it's going to be too late. There's so much to discover in this place. It's one of the only ecosystems in East Africa where you can find a leopard, a lion, an elephant on a beach. I have to say, sometimes I'm asleep, you know, in my camp, and I'll hear a lion roaring, and I'll just remember that first time, you know, my first experience. Whenever I see paw prints, it just takes me right back to that first day, because it's always in beach sand, you know, so it's the same kind of visual experience, and it just gives me flashbacks. So yeah, it was definitely a defining moment in my life that I will remember forever.